Hey C&D period. Here we are again, Simon and Zoe, back to the world of bags and blocks. This will be shorter, I promise. So let's just finish up investigation 1 and then I'll have a third video on investigation 2. So Simon and Zoe have their bags. They have 3 bags each. They're taking blocks out of the bags. I said at the very end of the last video that Zoe decides to count up first all the blocks that are in all the bags, then count up all the blocks she's removing, and then subtract the 2. So she has 3 bags of 7, that's 21. She removes a total of 6, so she does 21 minus 6. Whereas Simon says he's going to figure out how many blocks there are once he removes the bags of each individual set, and then multiply them by 3. So he has 7 blocks, he takes out 2, he has 5, he takes the 5, and he multiplies that times 3. So those are the 2 different ways to look at now subtraction when you're dealing with the distributive property. And if you take a look here, I'm going to look at just the table. I'm going to walk you through that quickly, and then I'll show you one thing on the exercises, and then that'll be the end of this one. So this here I kind of talked to you about already. So you're going to draw what it looks like taking the blocks out. Let me walk you to the table, or show you the table, if you will. So if I'm looking at Zoe's method, what Zoe's doing here is she's taking the number of blocks, she's multiplying it by 3, and then she's subtracting 6. She knows she's taking 2 out of 3 bags, so that's 6 total, so she's always subtracting 6. Simon is going to figure out however many blocks he has, minus 2, and then multiply everything by 3. And so what you're doing is you're using this table to substitute these values for B. 2, 4, 7, 10, 8, and then an unknown, which we'll talk about in a minute. You're just going to do it during 2 different methods. So if I'm looking at this first column, I'm going to have 2 times 3, which is 6, minus 6, which is 0. So I would write on here, I would have 0 blocks left. And then if I decided to do Simon's method, I would have 2 blocks in each bag. If I take those 2 blocks out, I have none left. 3 times nothing is still nothing, and so I would end up with 0 blocks. So it's 2 different ways to show the same thing. And then here I have this and I have this, and I'm not going to show you the answers, but it's something to think about. So I end up with 15 blocks total from the 3 bags. So when using Simon's method, I'm thinking, what number can I take 2 away from, multiply it by 3, and get 15? And there's my 7, and hopefully that's what works. And if it did work, then I know that I did the substitution correctly. And if I substitute the 7 here into the B, then I know that I should get the same number, 15. Here I'm going to work backwards even more. I'm not given the number of blocks. I'm only given in each bag, I'm only given the total number of blocks in the whole set, the 3 sets. So I'm thinking to myself, using Zoe's method, what number times 3 do I need to get when I subtract 6? I get 60. So that's the kind of thought process that you're going to use. I'm going to turn you quickly now to the on your own exercises, very quickly, just so that I can show you 2 quick, let's skip you through here quick, 2 quick vocabulary words. And it's basically expand, oh look, there it is, expand and factored. Just so you know what they are. We're going to talk more about this on Friday, but this is your number 1. This is something that hopefully you've already done, or you do after you finish this investigation. 1, 2, and 3 go with investigation 1. So I'm just going to really call attention to 1A, and I'm going to end this video. So what they ask you for in 1A is to write 1 factored expression and 1 expanded expression. And just a shortcut for that just means this. 1 factored expression means I'm going to have parentheses. 1 expanded expression means no parentheses. So factored, I have parentheses. Expanded, no parentheses. If we think back to Sona and Omar, I think that makes factored would be Sona's, because she's figuring out adding these together first, then multiplying, and expanded would be Omar's, where he's taking all the bags, plus all the blocks. And you can start thinking about why it's called expanded and factored. Have something for me when I talk to you on Friday about that. And you'll see it a little bit more down here when we start looking at equivalent expressions. But that will be the second video for Investigation 2. So that's it for Investigation 1. Hope it helped. Thanks.